All right, guys, here it is. The big Mandalorian and Grogu review from Clownfish TV. We went to go see the movie this afternoon, and not a lot of people in the theater.
A lot of older people, like 70s.
Yeah, it was 80s. A little weird. It was like, what are we getting?
But it was 1 o'clock, so I mean, people still work at school. So I know later on in the day the theater is more booked out.
Yeah, but it's also Memorial Day weekend, so we'll do another video following this one, talking about the box office projections. Based on what we've seen, I don't think it's going to do great. But we're here to talk about the movie itself. We went to go see it. We will give you spoiler-free reactions first, and then we will get into spoiler territory. So you've been duly warned. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And if you'd like more of us, check out more.clownfishtv.com. That's more.clownfishtv.com, where you get more Clownfish TV that you will not find here on YouTube.
It's very self-explanatory. It is.
Just like, would you like more Clownfish TV? Yeah. And this movie is very self-explanatory, too. It's literally got the Mandalorian and Grogu in it. So, spoiler, the Mandalorian and Grogu are in the movie called The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Now, you have Rotten Tomatoes pulled up. Something that I thought was a little weird, I'm not going to lie, was yesterday during previews, they had audience scores up. And I could be mistaken, but I know because I've mentally noticed it and had made a check in my head about it. I've checked other movies we were reviewing on preview night to see what people were saying. And they usually don't have scores up until the day it's officially open for audiences. So I thought it was a little weird. I'm not saying that's all the time, but I know several times I've looked and they weren't there on preview night. So I don't know what makes this one different other than the fact they're worried, but they had audience scores appearing last night.
Yeah, the audience scores are supposedly pretty decent. It's managed to stay fresh. It's still in the 60s, but
Well, to be fair, the people who are going to go see it early are usually the people that are really excited about it or really invested, are the big fans, are usually the ones that go see it the first couple days. Most people will wait till the weekend, or they might even wait a week or two, or until it comes to a local theater, a less expensive theater. But the ones who see things initially are going to probably review it well because that was something they wanted to see.
Yeah, so we'll talk about this, what the initial reactions are, I guess. And I'll just start right off the bat. It definitely was not the worst thing I've ever seen. It wasn't.
Oh, no.
It
was better than the sequels.
It's better than the Star Wars sequels. I know that's a low bar, but I did not find myself angry leaving the theater. I basically found myself leaving the theater and being like, yeah, that was a good 2-hour episode of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, exactly. It is literally like the show. The first 2 seasons, the good seasons.
Yeah.
It's more like those seasons, but it definitely felt like it was the TV show episodes and story arc put into a movie. I mean, they're saying it isn't, but there's even, like you were saying, where it kind of breaks off. You could tell where the episodes were going to break naturally.
Yeah, there are some spots where it's almost like to be continued, and you could totally see the credits rolling, and then just picking up again with whatever's going on. I don't want to spoil too much yet, but what I'm saying, there were 3 or 4 spaces that they could have done that throughout the course of the movie, which it felt like with He-Man, with the Secret of the Sword movie. It was basically the miniseries condensed into a movie, but you watch it and you can still tell kind of these were the different episodes just kind of spliced together into a movie.
Right. And it feels like that. I mean, people are going to, it does. I'm just going to be honest. It does feel like more the TV show. That doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It just means that it feels like an extension of the TV show, which of course it does because it was the TV show.
Yeah. So yeah, it definitely.
It's a very special episode of Mandalorian and Grogu presented by the Filoniverse because it is Dave Filoni all throughout, including Dave Filoni.
Yes,
that's not that much of a spoiler throughout the whole thing. And it's like, come on.
It's stuffed with lots of Filoni baloney. It's stuffed with Dave's baloney.
It is a lot of Filoni stuff in this. It's concerning me about the future of Star Wars if it's going to all be, the OC, show for Dave Filoni.
Yeah, so that's where it's going to lose some people. Now, I will say that they did it in such a way that if you did not know who these characters from the animated series were, it doesn't really matter a whole lot. You don't really need to know the whole backstory or whatever. But I think people are going to be confused because
it is going to be confusing. I think at some places.
Yeah, you're being. I mean, here's the problem with this movie, just in general, is being a continuation of a Disney Plus show, and being so contingent on the Filoni-verse and all the TV shows and stuff. Like you kind of have to have done your homework before you go see this movie. Not as much as I thought you would have to, but still it's enough that someone who's maybe only ever seen a couple of Star Wars movies is not going to know what the hell is going on.
But
they're not going to have any idea what's going on.
There are a lot of characters and references that if you don't know, I mean, you don't have to know, but it makes it more entertaining if you do.
Yeah.
Now that being said, two things can be true at once. Those things can be true, or several things can be true at once. And it really wasn't a bad movie.
No, I mean, I'm hesitant to say movie. It wasn't a bad cinematic screening of an episode of the Disney Plus show.
A few episodes combined into one thing.
Right.
A miniseries. It's a miniseries. It's like you said, The Secret of the Sword. It's like the miniseries.
Yeah.
And then the movie version, which is all of it together. It's like the movie version of the miniseries.
And they do that with Demon Slayer too now, I guess. Basically, the movie is like a condensed version of it, like a half a season of the show. So, I mean, I guess, and I don't think they're going to split this up into episodes. That's not what I'm saying, but it does feel like it was multiple episodes cobbled together. Mm-hmm. It does not feel like it was designed to be a movie. And that is true. That's one of the biggest criticisms. Yeah, and that is 100% true.
Another thing people keep saying is that it had looked like a video game cutscenes in it. And it does, but I think the best way to put it is it felt more like they were trying to recreate old style stop motion, but with CGI.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm to the place where if you're going to do the old style stop motion, then do it like with the puppets in the old style stop motion. Because it comes kind of like, I think they're doing that on purpose. I think it's a stylistic choice.
Yeah.
To make it seem a little herky jerky. Because I don't think it's fair to call it a video game cutscene because video game cutscenes are smoother. But it does kind of remind me of that. But I think they did it on purpose because it kind of reminds you of like the old 70s and 80s.
Stuff.
Yeah, the 70s and 80s like stuff where they would do that. And I think that there's a lot of things that try to harken back to the old stuff. And I think that was why they did it. When you look at it that way, it actually is kind of cool. But then you're like, then just do it that way. Why do you have to use CGI for that?
Yeah. And it's kind of weird because like everything else is all like smooth and CGI'd. And then, I do appreciate the practical effects. I do. But then it's kind of weird to just kind of see the juxtaposition. It's like it's either all CG now or it's not CG. Like just pick a lane.
And some of the characters, because they're CGI'd, they stand out like I don't want to say sore thumbs, but they definitely don't fit in the world as well as like, because like Baby Yoda, Grogu's a puppet, okay? So he fits because he seems real. But like other characters are CGI'd and they just seem more fakey, if that makes sense. Like Jabba the Hutt as the puppet was superior to Jabba the Hutt as a CGI.
Yes.
And I'll die on that hill.
No, I think everybody would agree with it.
And I think that they should have gone to the style of what they did for Jedi to do the Hutt stuff.
I'm just sitting here thinking,
in my opinion,
I'm just thinking like we haven't really spoiled it yet, but I think everybody knows Ron of the Hutt's in it. But I'm like, boy, if you hated what Jabba looked like in CGI, have I got a movie for you?
Well, it's not as bad as Jabba.
No, they've come a long way. It does not look as bad as a special.
Well, nothing
edition.
We've said so far spoils anything.
No,
it's just that But I mean, before we're going to the spoiler territory here soon. Is it a bad movie? No. Is it the best thing you ever seen in Star Wars? No, but it does feel like Star Wars.
Yes. And that's what I came away from it was like, I was like, look, even though it's stuffed full of Filoni characters and a lot of inside baseball, and, I think that maybe they should have eased up on that a little bit. It's still.
They really shouldn't go all full. You shouldn't go full Filoni.
No, you shouldn't go full Filoni, but it did feel the most like Star Wars, I think, of any of the movies outside of Rogue One. No, Solo was pretty good. I like Solo. I think
this was better than Solo.
I think it was better than Solo. I would say this probably, and I hesitate to call it a movie, but I'd say it's the second best after Rogue One. As far as feeling like Star Wars.
The space battles, it's not ruining anything because obviously it's going to happen, are very, very, very good. Like we were like, you even said to me that was really good. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah, so. I was surprised because I guess my expectations, especially from coming from the reviewers that were like, man, this thing looked cheap and whatever. I'm like, I didn't get that because they do throw money at the show.
I
It
think
didn't
it looked
look
cheap
as
in the fact that the CGI makes it look cheap because it
feels unfinished in some places.
I meant those characters. They just don't fit. Like they look like they did it on the quick, so they didn't have enough time to make it fit better. But some of them, there's no way you can make them fit better, I guess. But it was definitely like some things are done really well, but it did definitely feel Star Wars. Some of the scene, the changes, the shifts were very old Star Wars.
Yeah.
There's a lot in it that to me it feels more like the same with Mandalorian. When Mandalorian first came out, it was like this is more like old original Star Wars, and that continues into the movie. Season 3, let's pretend that didn't even happen, even though some of the characters from season 3 are in this movie. We'll pretend season 3 didn't happen for the most part. It feels like more like this first season, second season that people liked. It's like those. It's like those seasons of Mandalorian, not the third season.
Yeah, I'd be comfortable. I mean, as far as a rating, I would be comfortable giving it like a 6.
Yeah, probably a 6.5. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'd watch it again.
6, 7.
Yeah, 6, 7. There you go. For our daughter. I'm even doing the little hand things. We'll give it a 6, 7. 6, 7. There you go.
Yeah, it's better than we thought it was going to be. Definitely. I mean, the way people are talking, I'm like, God, even the people that love Star Wars are like, this movie is ass. And I really expected this to be like, I wasn't even looking
much worse.
I wasn't even looking forward to go see it.
I bet the bar was low.
Let's just go rip the Band-Aid off, go see the damn Grogu movie and call it a day. And I expected more Grogu antics, and it wasn't like, well, actually, I mean, this isn't really a spoiler, but the body count in this movie was probably the highest of any Star Wars movie, except for the blowing up the Death Star, obviously.
Yeah,
but outside of that,
he doesn't mess around.
Yeah, so there was, I mean, it was, I expected it to be a lot more like cutesy, and it really wasn't. I mean, there were some Grogu antics, but really, they focused more on the Mandalorian and just, set pieces and ass kicking, and, so if that's what you want from Star Wars, and you want to see it on the big screen, that's fine. I don't think you have to see this one on the big screen because, again, it feels like a Disney Plus show.
But if you were like debating about going, you're on the fence and you're like, do I want to see this one? Do I not want to see this one? And you're debating, but you do still like Mandalorian and Grogu, and you still thought about going to see it. I'd say go see it. It's worth it to go see it if it's something that you'll be interested in. Like Kneon didn't even want to go. I told him he didn't have to, but he insisted he was going to. And then by the end, he was like pleasantly surprised. So, take that as what you will. We're going to talk about spoilers here in a minute, but if you don't want to be spoiled further, don't come on more on this video. But if you're on the fence about going, go see it because it's actually pretty cute. And there's a high body count.
It's pretty cute with a high body count and some shitty CGI.
Wait, but am I wrong? You can say it's cute and it's a fun little cute thing, but it's also a high body count. Those are both true statements.
Yes, I was shocked at how dark it was in places. I was like, damn, the first Star Wars, like they're all like, because I thought the way they were trying to sell this movie was like, oh,
it's
this
family.
It's a family movie. It's a cute little baby Grogu. And I'm like, holy shit, that guy just, oh my God. And that guy, oh my God. Yeah.
It wasn't as, oh my God, as you're saying. But yeah, it was like, damn, he don't play. He didn't come to play.
Did Baby Yoda just like pull his eyes out and shit in the holes? Oh my God. No.
That would have been funny, but
that didn't happen.
That would have been hilarious.
Like he just jumps on the guy's face and like
he
pulls
did crawl
his
into somebody
out.
Though, so that's
he does crawl
true.
Inside somebody. Oh my God, yeah, he does. So yeah, so I
people are probably like, wait, what?
I would feel comfortable giving it a 6 or a 7.
Yeah, 6, 7. Just for you, just for you, Pinky Boo, 6, 7.
All right. So
well, if you don't want to be spoiled, then turn it off now because we're going to spoil it hard.
Yeah. So the movie has the Mandalorian and Grogu in it.
No, you don't say.
No,
it's got Weaver's in it too. Shocker.
It is a parade of cameos and deep cut lore cut stuff. Because that's what Disney's doing now. It worked with Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine. So now they're like, oh, we're going to do that with Star Wars too. Here's this thing from this thing, and here's this thing from this thing, and here's this. Oh, you like walkers, right? You like the walkers.
Yeah, no, so that's what it was. I said that before. It was like that. Like, oh, here's we're on a Hoth planet. There's really no reason to be there other than one of those bounties are there. We're on a Hoth planet with walkers because people like walkers. And they like Hoth. And that's what it felt like. And then another scene, it's kind of like a combination between the Rancor battle and the trash compactor from A New Hope. in the Riker battle from Jedi, and it was like you could definitely tell like if they got this from there and they got that from there.
Remember this guy, the really rare action figure? Well, you're in luck because there's a shit ton of them and they're nasty.
Yeah, so I mean, there's
a bunch of them in the movie too.
A lot that harkens back to the original trilogy, and the Mandalorian and Grogu takes place after Jedi, and yeah, it wasn't a bad movie. It really wasn't. But there are a lot of characters that if you didn't watch Clone Wars or Rebels, you're gonna be like, who the hell are these people? Because they don't explain. They just assume you know.
Yeah. And that's probably the biggest problem with it is
that, and Filoni kept sticking himself in it. That took me right out of it. Annoyed the hell out of me.
And everything. Like, come on,
it annoyed the hell out of me. It was like, why did you do that?
I mean,
That's not necessary.
George Lucas was in the prequels with his kids, and his son was the one little Jedi boy that helped him escape and all that. But no,
did he help him escape? He's the one that got killed.
I think he helps him escape and then he gets killed.
Okay.
But, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, look, this is the way that Star Wars is going to be going forward. It's going to be the Filoniverse. If you didn't like Clone Wars and you didn't like Rebels, then you're shit out of luck because you're getting a whole lot more of that going forward.
I hope not. I hope it's just contained to like, this show is more like Ahsoka, and this is basically an extension of the Mandalorian show. Because I just don't think that's going to fit if you want people to come back in the long run for films. Like, I hope that's not the case for like Starfighter and stuff like that.
Yeah, Starfighter hopefully is kind of a self-contained thing, but this one, so yeah, we have a lot of cameos. Pretty much every kind of Star Wars trope you can think of. Like we have walkers, we have Hutts. We have forest planets like Endor, but it's actually now Hutta, which I don't know. I haven't seen all of Rebels and all of Clone Wars. I've watched.
I think it was in Clone Wars.
I think it was in Clone Wars, but Null Hutta, which is the home planet of the Hutts, and we get to spend a lot of time there.
You know what? That I do appreciate. That we're getting something new.
Yeah.
We're getting a new planet. We're getting some new things. That I appreciate.
So that was kind of interesting, and there are a lot of Hutts in this. A lot of Hutts in this movie. Way more than we were kind of led to believe because we knew the twins were in it. The twins were in the Book of Boba Fett too. Mm-hmm. And Rada the Hutt. Now, people wonder what happened to Rada the Hutt. Now, here's where it's kind of weird, though. You want to talk about the Filoniverse. The Clone Wars movie centered on the Jedi saving Rada the Hutt as a baby. Mm-hmm. And now we've got this movie, which is also about saving Rada the Hutt as a roided out adult who can speak fluent English.
Yes.
By the way, which kind of throws me, but they did that in Clone Wars with, I think it was Uncle Zero, who sounded like, I was trying to explain Zero. Zero was like a Hutt drag queen or something. It was like, and sounded like Blanche Devereaux from the Golden Girls. I was like, what? And I remember watching Zero. I'm like, God, this is what? Is this Star Wars? This is weird. But yeah, the Hutts mostly speak English, which is kind of weird to see them just speak English. And Rada the Hutt is all roided out and he moves like a gorilla. So he reminds me of Seth Rogen's Donkey Kong from the Mario movie.
Yeah, it's really hard because the Hutts are characters that I do not think look good in CGI. I think Jabba as the puppet was the best interpretation. And I think if they had found a way, it probably cost too much. You want to keep the budget down. If they had found a way to make it a more practical, I guess it's hard when he's like doing these fight scenes and stuff, but it would make it look more, I think it would look better, look more realistic and more relatable if they had just made it like, he's supposed to be Jabba's son, but he doesn't look like Jabba because Jabba's a puppet.
So do you, have you ever wanted to see Hutts wrestle? Some Hutt wrestling, because that's what you get in this. You get an extended Hutt wrestling scene, and they're all just kind of like all slimy and fat and kind of rolling around the ground, just kind of flopping down. It kind of looks like a Disneyland brawl.
They're all sweaty.
They're all like sweaty, slimy, just kind of, it's kind of weird how Rada fights. Like, okay, he's kind of badass. I'm like, well, how does he move? How does he fight? Whatever. Oh, he just like flops, like belly flops on people because he's so fat.
Squishes them.
Basically. Squishes them.
He does use weapons though, but yeah. And then they had like I wasn't even paying attention to it, but you said they had like the chessboard.
Oh yeah. So all the monsters in the arena battle, the end arena battle, are from the Jark board, and they're all the little stop motion monsters from the Millennium Falcon, space chess. That's what everybody calls it, space chess board. Space chess, where Chewbacca and R2 are playing a very famous scene in Star Wars. This would have been the perfect place to use the stop motion because those were stop motion in the original, but they're actually kind of horrifying in CGI. And it's almost like a kaiju bat. Like they get out of the arena and then they're like tearing through the city like kaiju kind of. It's like,
but
whoa.
then they get away and you never know what happened there. Like they take on another mission or they're doing their own thing and then you just leave it like that and leave. But that's where you see Baby Yoda on the little pram going between the legs of the one creature and stuff. And the
yeah. So there was that, and then there was where they used the stop motion was actually they had two giant droid guards. The Hutts had like two giant droid guards, which kind of reminded me of like Harryhausen Sinbad movie or something where they come.
I would argue there, and then when they were with the walkers, it was the same.
The walkers were very
thing,
Yeah, but you wanted to keep it consistent that they moved because the originals were stop motion.
But they were smoother than that.
Yeah, somehow, yeah. They were complaining about that with Stranger Things, like with the intro logo. They said we weren't trying to look rough when back in the 80s when we made these different light effects and stuff. We're trying to look smooth, and now that you're trying to look rough, it actually looks worse in the original because we were trying to make it look as smooth as possible.
Yeah, because I'm saying that's what they're doing. It's going for like the stop motion, like retro feel. But even the original films were smoother than that. But that's where Baby Yoda crawls up into one of the robots and rips it apart from the inside.
Yeah,
so he totally crawled up into somebody. So
he gets swallowed by a frog too.
Oh yeah,
or something, some space frog thing with some, and it probably is a Filoni-verse character, but there's a random dragon character who just happens to have a cure in the middle of the swamp.
I don't know what he was supposed to be. He was like an iguana or...
I don't know. I was thinking Mushu.
It's like a regular sized guy, yeah.
Space Mushu. He's just like sitting in his rocking chair in the middle of the bayou on Nal Hutta, and he just happens to have the antidote for it because Din Djarin gets bitten by a snake thing and he's poisoned, and they're like, oh yeah, here, just give him some of this, and maybe he'll be okay, maybe he won't, and he's just hanging out.
Yeah, but
hanging out in the bayou.
He gets. So this is where Baby Yoda comes into play, or Grogu. He gets kind of knocked out because he's poisoned, and then Grogu covers him and hides him and takes care of him, and then finds a cure for him because this guy gives it to him. It's a long story, but he actually takes care of and that's where he said the old take care of the young, and then the young take care of the old, because he was actually doing everything and making sure he got water and kept him alive until he could get the antidote and wake up.
Yeah, so that was the part of the movie that dragged ass though too. And I'm gonna say like that whole. They have a whole section where everything is kind of like balls to the wall action until
it's all balls to the wall action until then.
And then it actually, which I was pleasantly surprised. I'm like, man, this isn't like slow at all. This is like we're going from one scene to another to another. It's like,
and it was like a lot of battles, and it was good.
And then when Din Djarin gets poisoned, they just like park it in the swamp for a while.
And well, you know what? And then before they get to that part, he's already poisoned, but they have to go. Baby Yoda, Grogu, and the other what are those little guys called?
I just call them the Babu Fricks. I don't know.
Whatever their race is called, but like they go and they have this tiny ship, and they go to save him because he's been kidnapped. And when they were there, I thought it felt very Goonies-esque. Like they're going down this like water pipe and everything else, and it seemed very Goonies to me. Like they were trying to get the Goonies feel with that. And it was him. Like they were all the Goonies. Like they were all the little ones. The other commentary was hilarious off and on. Like, don't die.
That was probably
for you.
Yeah, I know. I was like, welcome back for you. Hey, they call me, hey, baby. Hey, baby. I was like, oh my God. So there's like a whole bunch of Babu Fricks. If you don't like Babu Frick in episode 9, which I still haven't seen episode 9, by the way.
I haven't either.
I've seen clips.
More of it than I have.
I've seen clips of it. And I'm like, oh God, this looks like ass. I don't even want to watch this movie. But yeah, if you like Babu Frick for some reason, you get a whole ship full of Babu Fricks.
Well, there's
in this
4
one.
of them, yeah.
And they're like the dwarves, I guess, kind of. But
they were funny, but they were the comedy like relief. So it was like Grogu a lot of times, and then he had to go serious and take care of his dad.
Yeah. So yeah. I had to go. I had to go out to Total Film to look up like all the cameos because there's a lot of. But
There's
yeah,
a
Zeb
lot.
Zeb from Rebels is in it quite a bit.
Yes, which I think that was the trailer.
Yeah, I think everybody knows that. Rod of the Hutt's definitely a Filoni thing because he was in the pilot episode of Clone Wars. And again, it's so weird. Clone Wars, the movie, was all about saving Rod of the Hutt, and Mandalorian, the movie, is all about saving Rod of the Hutt.
Yeah,
as well.
because
I'm sure it
Filoni-
was intentional.
I'm not. I mean, that's. The
I'm
thing.
sure it was
Filoni needs to
intentional.
get out of his own way. Embo's in it. his
Embo the
dog.
Bounty Hunter's in it. Zeb's in it. I'm just gonna go through the Hutt droids. They had some K2 heads. Yeah, the Hutt droids. I didn't quite catch what the deal was with them, but it was really interesting to
There was
see.
like a droid army. Like they
Yeah.
had hired. I guess they're like a security force.
like the
They're-
Pinkertons.
They were, something
like
they
Robo
were supposed to be
Pinkertons.
doing a game with them or something. They didn't do it, but that's what they basically were doing. It was like an army. They had some heads on them that were like the old
Battle droids.
the battle droids and stuff.
I thought that was kind of cool because it's one thing that, it was really jarring with the prequels from the prequels to the original trilogy was that cool. They had all these droids. How come we don't see any of them anywhere when there were like millions of them? Like you'd think there'd be some like rusty old
there are.
battle droids. Yeah. So they got a whole bunch of droids. Maybe that's it. The in-universe explanation is like, oh yeah, the Hutts, bought them all, hired this company to, for security, but there's like a ton of battle droids and stuff. So that I thought was kind of cool. The BD units, they had those in there.
Yeah, them walking around like the spaceports and stuff.
Yeah, and that was Cal Kestis' droid companion. The Ra the Hutt hologram. Okay, Martin Scorsese was a monkey in this movie. He was
whatever
a
it was
foreign
supposed to
monkey.
be. Yeah,
Whatever the hell it was. Huttese a little bit. Mostly they speak English, which really threw me. Like I was like, yeah, it's weird, but you're right. They don't like. I'm looking at this picture of Jabba, and the Hutts don't look as real as Jabba did. They don't. They look like cartoon characters, kind of, like they do. They do. They look like video game characters.
Well, the Luke was okay. I didn't see the Luke, but I did see R2.
Oh, they had R2 in it?
R2 droid when they were doing.
Oh,
they
yeah,
were
an R2
loading.
droid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably. Well, yeah, because they're all over the place. I mean, they had a bunch of R2 droids in episode 1. There's a whole bunch of them. Lord Janu, apparently he was in season 3, which I only watched like 2 episodes of, and it wasn't one that he was in, but whatever. Yeah, the Jarek table. I don't know. It was there's just a lot.
Yeah, they had him eating the cookies. He did the thing.
Had him eating the
He did the
cookies.
thing.
He did the thing. He is chicky nuggets. That would have been funny. Yeah, the Amon, that was one I caught. Was like, oh my god, it's a mom man. Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of them in this one. There's like, they're kind of like remind me of the mermaids from Harry Potter.
Kind of. They look much darker in this version than they did in the original version of them.
It sounds like you're being racist.
I'm not. I mean,
They just filmed it very. Yeah, you could see that. You could see the yellow and green, but the movie itself was very dark, so it was hard.
it was just like you said. It being
tell
really dark. You
what
said that.
The hell was going on?
Yeah, the palette was very dark. I noticed that too when we were watching it. I was like, that palette is really dark. The music was pretty good, except for when they went to go to the one world that was supposed to be kind of like they basically on Chicago and Prohibition. They said that the music was very techno and it was really off-putting and overly loud. And I was like, that took you right out. Wasn't a fan of that. Most of it, that was not a problem. Just that one section of music, I was like, I don't like that. That doesn't feel Star Wars, and it's too loud. And it doesn't feel like it belongs here.
Yeah, it was kind of off. I mean, that kind of happened with Solo and places too, where it's just the music is a big part of Star Wars, and I know that John Williams is not going to be with us forever, but the techno music does not.
It did not work.
Does not work really with it, but yeah, that was kind of weird because that planet was that the same planet Obi-Wan went to in the series where it was like
I don't know. It reminded me of it. It reminded me
it's like Chicago. They got the trains, they got the whole thing.
It reminded me
was,
of in Attack of the Clones and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Coruscant, but yeah, it was kind of same kind of
thing.
It
reminded me of Coruscant. It reminded me
they had a chase and everything like Coruscant. They had
it reminded me more
chase.
of that. That's what you were meaning, but yeah, it reminded me more of that than anything.
But I mean, it was like, look, there's a lot of Easter eggs in it. It was just, I guess, I don't know what else to say about it.
Grogu's cute.
It's a 2-hour episode of the show. If you like the show and you're into the Filoni-verse and you're willing to give Star Wars another chance, I think that is going to be the big question. are people willing to give Star Wars another chance?
See, here's what gets me is like I'm trying to talk about it, and like I honestly think it's definitely like the 6-7, like you said, and I don't think it was a bad movie, but it's just Star Wars in general. It's hard for me to get enthused about it too much anymore. This wasn't bad. This was actually cute side movie. It doesn't really, like people said, it doesn't really have any impact on anything one way or another, and that's true. It really doesn't. But it was cute, and I think if you're on the fence, you should go, because this is one that I recommend if you were interested to go. If you have no interest, don't bother. But I'm just like, I'm so checked out of Star Wars that even though this was a fun little thing that we had fun watching, and I'd watch it again, I still can't give a shit enthusiasm to do a review on it. And it wasn't bad, but I'm just so jaded on Star Wars now.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Like the two things to be true at once. This was fun. It was one of the better Disney Star Wars things they've done. It was actually felt more like Star Wars, and it's a fun little ride. It's a cute little ride, and there's a high body count because he's like killing everyone in this. But he's out pulling punches. He's shooting them dead. But I'm also like, I don't want to talk about Star Wars anymore because I'm effing bored of Star Wars.
Yeah, I think that's it. And that's what's so sad about this is, like, I think I would be a lot more excited. I mean, I was pleasantly surprised, but it's not enough. And I remember thinking to myself, like, is this enough to even, like reignite my interest in Star Wars? And the answer is no.
It's just not. It's just the show. It's just that more episodes of the show.
Yeah, and I mean, if you like it, fantastic.
It's not bad. It's actually fun.
Yeah, it's fun, but I'm never going to be, I mean, this is what's sad is I'm never going to be that Star Wars super fan again, like ever.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm sad about too, because it's like, I think it's fun. I'd watch it again, 100%. I thought the battle scenes were fantastic. The space fights were great. I thought it was a very cute movie. I thought that, Grogu was, really cute and funny and stuff. But I also am like, I love walkers, love seeing walkers. But I'm just like, I really liked it. It's fun. I watch it again, but I'm also at the same time kind of like, don't care about Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is and I think it's because we were like really big fans of Star Wars that if we were just like normies and been like, hey, I like occasional Star Wars movies, whatever. The
truth of the matter was, it wasn't the fact we're going to review it for the channel. We wouldn't have gone.
No.
And this one, we're going to go see He-Man. There's other ones we want to see that we're going to go see and we're willingly wanting to go see. But this one was a pleasant surprise. But our bar was low, too, because we were like only going to do this review because we really, really didn't really care. And if it wasn't for that, we were doing it for the channel, I don't think we would have spent the money or time to go.
No, that is 100% true.
But it's worth it if you're on the fence. If you're adamantly anti-Star Wars, then probably don't bother.
No, and I think a lot of people, I think the truth is they're going to wait because it is basically just a 2-hour episode of the show.
Honestly, if that's what you're wondering about, it really is. It really does feel like it's just the show continued. And but the good parts, the good seasons, not season 3 that I don't want to talk about.
Yeah. So to be fair, the good season. So anyway, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yes.
All right, please.
I'm done talking about it.
I'm done. I'll probably forget all about it like tomorrow.
I'll watch it again when it's on Disney Plus. I will watch it again because it's cute and fun. But it's like one of those things where I went and saw it, had some fun for a couple hours, but it's not something that's going to stick with me for, weeks and months and years.
Kind of like prom for some people. I don't know.
Sometimes you have surprises a few months later.
Kind of wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.